I was telling him, about the different calibers and stuff, and so he gives them back to me, and he goes, why don't you guys just keep hunting till dark, and then next time you got to get permission. So I was like, oh, okay, thanks. And so I ended up finding a New York coat button. Wasn't in great shape, but didn't have much gilding on it, but it was intact, but just the soil was so bad it just took most of the gold off.
Right.
But that place is there's that whole top of that hill, there was 100,000 troops that visited that hill during the Civil War. The 4 years, and one of the first forts was built up there. So
there's got to be stuff there, more stuff even. I love the way they say, "Oh, there's nothing there." Bull. I mean, if you have how many troops there, there's got to be something.
Well, it's also the highest point in Tidewater, Virginia, and it was the first choice for the capital, actually.
Yeah.
And
how far are you from the capital?
It's right across the river, just to the northeast of us.
Yeah, I didn't think we were that far. Yeah, you're not that far from it, anyway.
No, we used to stand on top of when we were kids on 4th of July, we used to get up on the steps of the Masonic Temple in the front. There used to be a crowd, about 300 people there, and you could actually see into D.C. over the top of the trees and the fireworks right by you could see the what's that place? The big tall building, Washington Monument.
Okay.
It's sticking way up in the air. And nowadays, the trees have gotten so high you can't see anything hardly. But back then, you could see all the fireworks, and they'd shoot them on the National Mall, and it would be right next to the Washington Monument. It was pretty cool, and everybody'd see all that. But
I was just looking on chat here, and Ohio Relic Hunter has checked in, and he's planning a big dig tonight and wants to know if anybody's interested. And Ohio, I'd be more than happy to hunt with you tonight if I was somewhere in the area, that's for sure. It always sucks. These guys do stuff when I'm down here in Florida. They're up in Ohio. I just can't take off and leave. That sucks. Craig, or Three Ringer's on there now. He's a fall hunt. Hopefully get a chance to come down, go over there and up there, I should say, and hunt with those guys. So try to plan all this stuff out. It's been such a, I needed to start doing some testing and stuff, I guess. Trying to do these live hunts is just miserable out here. I don't mind hardcore hunting, but, when you're, sweating all over everything, it's kind of just, I don't know, nasty, muddy kind of thing. My wife was laughing at me. She swung the detector. I was kind of laughing at her. She was wanting to metal detect. Well, it lasted one hole. She found something, and I had to dig it up for her. And she goes, "Okay, I'm done." I was like, "Okay." She goes, "I'll go back to filming." So she doesn't like that 11-inch coil. She likes a 7x9 coil on the V5 and V6. It's a lot more versatile for her. But I had the 11-inch coil on doing this trashy area first, and I'll take the 7x9 in next. But she was, Pauline, guys. I mean, she'll dig. If I don't care if it's a horseshoe, she's going to dig it. So she's very dedicated. And I pass by those iron signals. I don't worry about them a lot of times. But as Mike was saying, night hunt. I'm actually going to go down to St. Pete there for the meeting next Monday for the Suncoast Research and Recovery Club. They have their meeting next Monday night. If any of you guys are down here in Florida want to kind of check it out or join the club down this way, feel free to. And me and Mike are going to, probably a few other guys, we're going to do a night hunt on the beach somewhere. It doesn't matter, anywhere on the West Coast, Mike, wherever you want us to go, but do a little night hunting. It's just so hot during the day and humid. It just kills you. And at least at night, you don't have to deal with very many people. Not a lot of people around, so you can kind of hunt where you want to. So that's what we're planning for next Monday night anyways. So if you guys are down here in Florida for vacation or what have you, feel free to give us a buzz. I'm sure Mike would be more than happy to show you where we're going to hunt at. Unless they start finding gold, then we're going to take it from them, right? Yeah. I don't know. Kind of one of those things, man. You better not find any gold. Just find clad. Save me the gold. I'm due up to actually find a ring or two. I mean, Mike does it all the time. He finds a lot of rings for people, and well, the Hunt Club itself is part of Ring Finders, I believe it is, and they have found I think it was 90 some odd rings last year for people that called out. And I don't even know what they're up to this year or not, or how many they found already this year. I know they found several, anyways. But another place you guys can look at too is lostmystuff.com. I get a lot of well, I guess his son, Mike, I'm sorry for changing the subject. Mike said his son found a nice 18 karat gold, I guess, ring today. So I guess he did pretty good anyways. But lostmystuff.com does a lot of, I guess, through email, tells you which beach people were on. They lost stuff, whatever, and you can go out there and try to help them find it. It's another good group to get involved with. I think Bill Pendergrass was talking about trying to get involved with the ring finder thing up there in Tennessee. It just helps people. If they lose something, watch, ring, earrings, necklace, whatever, and they kind of give you a location where you can find it at and help them out find it for them. It's not for profit or anything like that. It's just the thrill of getting out there and trying to find something for somebody, help them out a little bit. Good cause, in other words. So. Craig, I don't know if you guys don't even have anything like that up in Virginia, do you?
I think this ring finder thing is pretty much all over the place.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I know people up in New Jersey that are doing it. I know people travel, great distances trying, to help people doing it. I've heard a lot of stories about it the last couple of years. So yeah. I think you can pretty much do it anywhere up and down the East Coast. I think they have I don't know, you probably do it all over the country.
That's what it's seeming like.
Stuff in lakes and rivers and other places. I mean, look at all the stuff Aqua Chigger finds in the rivers and these streams. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I hear about a lot of them, but I'm not traveling all the way to the West Coast to look for a ring unless I'm just going to be in that area. Usually if I'm going to head to like Daytona or Vero Beach, I can go back through the archives and see, maybe somebody hasn't found it yet. I can kind of get an idea where to look for stuff, but it's just kind of a trek for me to hit the beach. I mean, it's, like down to Clearwater is like almost 70 miles for me. So I get down there to hunt with Mike and Tom and the guys and Paul Hill and everybody. But I have to make a special trip down that way. I'm usually more or less relic hunting around here in the fields and stuff and Bushnell.
I've seen, I was watching this one guy's stuff, and he seems to come up with a lot of really good jewelry, and seems like he goes in front of these like condos and hotels that are real high end, where the people, are spending big money there, so they're more likely to have, higher dollar jewelry they're going to lose.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good strategy, maybe to, if you want to find something really good like that.
Yeah, Mike's saying actually Ring Finders is international, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought it was. I knew it was countrywide.
Yeah, we got to get Mike back on the show again as a guest there. I mean, a lot of these shows we did through 1,000 Mics, I mean, the sound quality wasn't as good, and we got cut off several times. I think during Mike's show, we had to kind of re-log in and stuff like that. So I want to kind of go through and bring some of these guys back and do a show about them as a guest, special guest on the show. Him and Tom Jones and probably Three Ringer, if you wouldn't mind being on, and just have a night for each one of you guys. I mean, you guys have been in the hobby for a long time, have a lot of information to share, veterans of the hobby, so to speak. And we'll try to get on that. I was going to talk to Mike about it today, but he was probably out and about, or I missed his phone call on the way back. I also have one guy that up in, I think it's New Jersey, Fred, one of our Blissful owners, has a guy that said he'd love to be on the show. And I guess he has a lot of great stories from what Fred told me. I'm trying to get in contact with him now, get a phone number for him. And the nice thing about Spreakers is we can do several shows during the week. We're only limited by the amount of time. So I think we do a 3-hour show, and then we got to log off and re-log on, and we can actually do another 3-hour show. So I could actually be doing shows every single day, Craig, if I wanted to. But if I could have special guests, I can kind of play them along, and you guys can listen on the archives, so to speak, on the way to work or whatever, and get everybody in that way. But love to have you guys on. Maybe we'll set up a little kind of schedule thing, because you guys have a lot of cool stories. Mike, I know, definitely does. He's been hunting all over the place, it seems like, over his lifetime of detecting. So I'd love to get Ohio Relic Hunter on there too. I know he's a lot of experience too. So kind of pick their brains a little bit and ask them some questions and enlighten us a little bit on what they do to be so successful in the hobby. It's always makes for good talk there. Maybe even get you, Craig. Maybe have to interview you detailed. Craig, doesn't talk a lot about, all the places he's gone, but Craig's been out there for 30 plus years and used all kinds of detectors and stuff like that. And man, I tell you, you talk about finding, 10,000 coins on a property or something like that. You don't do that anymore very often anyways. I mean, you were in it at the heyday where you were able to find, all these.
It's funny, when I was doing that, there was probably another 5 guys that were, up there all the time too. And, probably another 15 that would come up there, maybe once a week or once a month, something like that. But, we figured there was probably 40,000, coins found at that spot.
Just a huge amount of coins.
Yeah, I mean, I got myself, I think, something like 9,600 coins. I think 159 were silver. But it was a high ratio of pennies to silver. And,
right.
I was finding about, I guess, 37 wheat pennies for every silver coin, when I totaled it up toward the end. And this other site that I was at, that kind of ended, it kind of slowed down a lot after it didn't, in the 1970s, there was nobody there anymore.
Right.
Actually, probably in the 60s, late 60s. But that was pretty much the same kind of village, but it didn't have as many coins. But that place had been metal detected, heavily, and people had given up on it like 7 years before I got there. And I got like 3,600 coins there, and I think I got 169 silver coins. So the ratio was like in 20 to 1 on silver and wheat pennies.
It's still huge, though. I mean, nowadays we'd love that. I mean, it'd be incredible to find a spot like that.
I used to go up after work, or a couple hours on the weekend if I didn't have any place else to go, and I could always find probably silver coin, or at least some coins, wheat pennies and stuff, and sometimes jewelry, and sometimes Civil War stuff. I found, stuff mixed in. I found a couple shield nickels, found Eagle C buttons and New York buttons, bullets, large 1827 large cent, I think was the oldest coin I found.
I have to laugh at this post, Craig. Mike Miller says Craig gets more out of his yard than I ever found.
But, that's a funny story, because I've gotten more out of my yard as far as coins than any yard I've ever done before. And I've done some big yards. I was the only one there, that ever been there. And, just easy pickings, I got 200 coins. And over the years, I've only gotten, I remember when I had the mine lab, I only found 3 coins. I think 2 nickels. One was a silver nickel, and and then I found a 1900 Barber dime.
Yeah.
But
I actually found one of those down here.
That was funny because I dug that one out of a hole near the gate, and years ago I got a signal, and I dug the hole, and the thing disappeared, and I couldn't find it.